People love to say kids are priceless, and emotionally, they are. But financially, raising one is one of the largest purchases you will ever make, and almost nobody adds it up before they start. For a typical middle-income American family, raising a single child from birth to age 18 costs roughly as much as buying a home outright, and that is before a single tuition bill arrives. Let's run the actual math. Let's put a real range on it first, because honesty matters here. Depending on income, region, and lifestyle, USDA-style estimates put the cost of raising one child to 18 somewhere between about $240,000 and $310,000. That spread is huge on purpose. A family in a low-cost rural county and a family in an expensive coastal city are living two completely different versions of the same 18 years. Now break that lump sum into something a household actually feels. Spread across 18 years, $250,000 works out to somewhere between $13,000 and $18,000 every single year. That is not a one-time shock. It is a steady, relentless line in the family budget that shows up month after month, year after year, from the delivery room all the way to the day they turn 18. So where does all of that money actually go? This is the part that surprises people, because it is not toys, and it is not tiny shoes they outgrow in a month. The single biggest slice is housing. Bigger place, extra bedroom, a yard, a safer neighborhood with better schools. Around 29% of the entire cost of a child is simply the space they take up in your home. Here is the whole pie, laid out honestly. Housing leads at roughly 29%. Food is next at about 18%, because kids, especially teenagers, eat a genuinely astonishing amount. Then childcare and education at around 16%, and transportation at about 15%. Everything else, healthcare, clothing, and the endless miscellaneous, fills in the rest. Notice what is missing from the top of this list: gifts and toys barely register. Let's turn housing from a percentage into real dollars, because that makes it land. 29% of a roughly $275,000 total is close to $80,000, spent over 18 years, just on the extra housing a child requires. Most parents never see this as a kid cost at all. It hides inside the mortgage or the rent, but that bigger home in the better district exists because of them. Food is the slice people underestimate the most, because it creeps. A newborn barely eats. A toddler is cheap. But a 14-year-old boy in the middle of a growth spurt can eat like a grown adult and then some. Averaged across all 18 years, feeding one child runs somewhere around $45,000 to $50,000 total. It is death by 1,000 grocery runs, and it only accelerates as they grow. Now the number that quietly wrecks family budgets in the early years: childcare. Before a kid ever reaches free public school, full-time daycare in much of the country runs $10,000 to $15,000 a year, per child. In expensive metros it can rival a mortgage payment or a college tuition bill, right when parents are youngest and earning the least. This is the expense that pushes many parents to leave the workforce entirely. And childcare has a hidden second cost that never shows up in these estimates: the paycheck a parent gives up. When daycare for one or two kids costs more than a parent earns, many step out of work for a few years. That is not just lost salary. It is lost raises, lost promotions, and lost retirement contributions, and it can quietly cost a household far more than the daycare bill it was meant to avoid. Transportation is the sleeper category almost nobody budgets for. It is about 15% of the total, and it is not just the obvious teenage driving years. It is the bigger, safer vehicle you buy when the family grows, the extra gas from years of school runs and activities, the insurance, and eventually a second car. Over 18 years, moving a child around adds up to somewhere near $40,000. Then there is the year that hits hardest of all. The most expensive stretch of childhood is not infancy, and it is not the toddler years. It is the teenage years, roughly 15 to 17, when food, activities, a phone, a first car, and insurance all stack at once. In peak teenage years, a single child can cost a family north of $18,000 annually, well above the 18-year average. Here is some genuinely good news for anyone thinking about more than one. The second child does not cost the same as the first. Economies of scale kick in hard. They inherit clothes, share a bedroom, ride in the car you already own, and eat from groceries you are already buying in bulk. A second child typically costs meaningfully less per child, often in the range of 20 to 25% cheaper. You can see the discount clearly when you line the kids up. If the first child costs around $275,000, the second, sharing hand-me-downs, bedrooms, and bulk groceries, might land closer to $215,000. It is not that raising kids gets cheap. It never does. It is that the fixed costs, the house and the car, get spread across more little people who use them. Now let's confront the part everyone dreads, the one we have deliberately left out of every number so far: college. Everything up to this point stops at age 18. Add just 4 years of in-state public college, tuition, fees, housing, and food, and you are stacking well over $100,000 more on top of the total. Private college can easily double or triple that figure again. Stack it all in one place and the picture is stark. 0 to 18 for one child sits near $275,000. Bolt on 4 years of public college and you push past $375,000. Choose a private school, and the all-in cost of one child, cradle to diploma, can clear $500,000. This is the number no one hands you when you bring the baby home. Before this tips into pure doom, here is the crucial reframe. You do not pay $250,000 on day one. It is spread across roughly 216 months, and much of it, food, housing, transportation, is money you would spend on yourself anyway, just a little more of it. The scary lump sum is real, but families absorb it one ordinary month at a time. And here is the honest caveat, because this is planning math, not a scare tactic. Every figure here is an illustrative average. Families raise wonderful kids for far less, and some spend far more, and both are completely fine. Love genuinely is not a line item, and no spreadsheet captures what a child is actually worth. The point of running these numbers is not to frighten you. It is to let you plan with your eyes open. So here is the question I will leave you with. Knowing that raising one child to 18 runs around $250,000 before college even enters the picture, does that number change how you would plan, or does it just confirm what you already suspected? Drop your reaction in the comments, and if you have kids, tell me which category surprised you most, because I think this one splits the room.